So this video is going to be all about the initial application process, just putting your application in and how to make it stand out to DCP recruiters. My first tip, and probably my most important tip, is apply early. Find out when the application date is dropping. I know for spring 2018 it's August 20th, maybe August 22nd. It's late August. And usually for spring programs it's late August, and usually for fall programs it's late January. So just keep those dates in mind and try to apply the day it drops or the day after it drops, so that you don't get stuck in waves and waves and waves of people applying, because they can only get through so many applications at a time, so you could be thrown into submission if your application doesn't stand out and you apply at a time that tons of people are applying. The application is done completely online, and it's done at disneycareers.com, which I'm going to put in the description so you guys can check that out. The first part of applying is filling out the application online. And this is where you really want to stand out. And if you have just a dry, boring, bland application online, you're going to get stuck in submission or be NLIC'd. NLIC'd means no longer in consideration, which means that you're no longer in consideration for the position, in this case as a Disney College Program intern. So what you want to do is make your application stand out. You want to get as much experience as you can. Volunteer work is great, and so you want to put all of your experience and your volunteer work into those boxes, I believe, that you type in. And then skills. Some people don't put any skills underneath each of their volunteer work or education or whatever, but I think it's extremely important to put skills in there. And when you're doing skills, you want to use hot words or keywords that the Disney recruiters are looking for, because this initial application process, once it's been submitted, it goes through a computer system and they look for these keywords that stand out to recruiters and stand out to what the Disney company is looking for. The second part of the application is going to be filling out what roles you are interested in. And I believe they'll have between 10 and 25 roles, depending if you're applying to Disneyland Resort, Walt Disney World, or both. And within each role, you get a choice of high interest, low interest, and then like in between. I recommend, if you are interested in a role, even just a little bit, say moderate interest. Get interested in as many roles as you can. Do your research. Honestly, any role is a good role. Like, you could hear bad things about all the roles at Disney, but honestly, like, you're at Disney, so it's not that bad. I've had friends that did custodial, which people think they're gonna hate, but I've only heard good things about custodial. And lifeguard, which sounds really difficult, but again, I've only heard good things about lifeguarding, and it's just because you're at this Walt Disney company and they're just amazing to their cast members, and you get to make magical moments. So go out for everything. If you are even just a little bit interested in it, do it. Put it on there and say that you are willing to do it. Once you get to that phone interview, you can discuss it more with your recruiter, and you can figure out if you're going to be a good fit for that position, and they'll know if you're going to be a good fit for that position. Obviously, if you can't swim, don't say that you can be a lifeguard. You can't. You're not skilled enough for that. And then, but like, be honest with yourself. If you really think you're gonna hate a role, if you don't want to do quick service food and beverage because you think you're going to hate it, you're going to be miserable, then don't put it down. Use your common sense. If you think you're gonna enjoy it, if you think you're gonna be okay regardless of what you get, put it down. If you think you're gonna be a Debbie Downer and you're gonna hate your life and you're gonna hate being there and you're gonna self-term because you have a job that you hate, then don't put it down. But my opinion is to just put as many as possible. All right, so resumes and cover letters. Some people don't think it's necessary to have a resume and a cover letter in your application for the Disney College program. I strongly disagree. With the Disney College program, they're looking for somebody who could potentially go further in the company. They're looking for somebody who's going to apply for those professional internships and going to apply for jobs later on, and who want to work their way up the company, who want to be mature professional adults and work for the company and enjoy themselves. And so they don't want to hire somebody who doesn't really seem interested in the company, doesn't really put all that much effort in, just kind of does the bare minimum. They want to hire somebody who is very obviously aware of their skills, very obviously confident, and very obviously know what they're doing when it comes to a professional situation. So I think that putting a resume and a cover letter in your application goes that extra mile and takes those extra steps that the company is looking for. So I think that is everything. Make sure to subscribe if you're interested in learning more about the rest of the application process and the web-based interview and the phone interview. But yeah, that's all.